Now time for Geico Sports Night right now on SNY.
What is good, NYC and Tri-State area? Welcome to Geico Sports Night, folks. I'm Larry Ridley, rolling alongside the broski right there. He is Chris Williamson. We're going to be talking about the New York Football Giants. Eli Manning, was he the old Eli or was he just old? We'll find out.
I see what you did there. Clever wording. Now, going up against the Kansas City Royals, the Mets had a rematch of the 2015 World Series, and your boy Noah Syndergaard looking to throw down the hammer against KC to make it 2 straight wins. All right, Syndergaard opposed by the Royals' Mike Montgomery. The Mets looking for the early lead. Third inning, Michael Conforto, lefty on lefty, and goes with it to left center. J.D. Davis comes around. The Mets have a 1-0 lead. 7th game out of 9 with the RBI for Conforto. Syndergaard with a good first few innings. In the 4th, Hunter Dozier with the high fly to right center. Juan Lagarde loses it, then picks it up, makes a nice grab, but that 1-0 lead would not last. In the 5th, man on, and Maybreeze Viloria smokes it past Pete Alonso, and it rolls for a long time towards the corner. Ryan O'Hearn trying to score from first. The relay throw hits O'Hearn. Viloria moves to third, and we're tied at 1. Next batter, Nicky Lopez keeps it fair to left. The Royals string together a pair off Syndergaard. He went 6 innings. Now, Edwin Diaz called in on the 8th to clean up Brad Brock's mess, and he can't. Ball forward to Brett Phillips, and it's 3-1. Next up, Bubba Starling right past Diaz and into center to make it 4-1 Royals. Diaz used an overturned grand slam and snuck out of the inning, and the Mets gave it a shot. Bases loaded in the ninth. Ahmed Rosario, the go-ahead run. But he grounds one to the left side against Ian Kennedy. Royals get the force, and the Mets lose the opener in KC 4-1. Here's Mickey Callaway on bringing Diaz in the 8th.
We had Edwin, Familia, and Seawald left. And I felt like Diaz could come in and get a big strikeout. And you know what? He did a pretty good job. You know, when you bring somebody in bases loaded, nobody out, if they get out of it with 1, they've done an outstanding job. If they get out with 2, they've done a great job. So he got out of it with 2 runs. He gave us a chance. We had a chance to tie the game there in the 9th. But, you know, it was really the availability of those 3 guys, and I felt Edwin was the best matchup there.
All right, now time for Baseball Night in New York, joined now by John Harper. He's John Jastrzemski down there. The kids call him Jazz, right? And also Peter Body down there. NL wildcard standings, of course, the Mets have lost 4 of their last 5. Starting to slow down a little bit now. Still 2 back in that second wildcard spot. Had a chance tonight with the Cubs and the Brewers both losing. Just the game behind those two. How much of a wasted opportunity was this for the Metropolitans last night?
Well, listen, they got to take advantage of these bad teams. There aren't many left on their schedule. This is what they did so well when they made their run the last couple weeks, and you got to beat the Royals. They're one of the worst teams in baseball. They didn't do it, and yeah, you're right. They're falling behind now. Especially the Phillies are hot, the Nationals are hot, and yeah, you got to at least get on top of the Cubs and the Brewers so you can make that last run, because you got more games to play with the Nats and the Phillies at least. But you got to take advantage of these games against the Royals.
They're still 2 back though.
Yeah, you look at the schedule though. This is a team you should be beating. And to Harp's point, you know, the Mets were beating up on the Chicago White Sox and the Pittsburgh Pirates and the Miami Marlins, but you don't play a team with a losing record now until the middle of September. Yeah. So I know the Mets have a bunch of home games coming up, but now you got to go out and win these next 2 games. No ifs, no ends, no buts. This is a bad loss. They were very lethargic offensively. Noah Syndergaard pitched well. He was not good enough. And you're going to look at these wild card standings. All of a sudden, Nationals don't lose. They haven't lost since they were at Citi Field. And if you look at the Philadelphia Phillies, I don't know, that magic of Charlie Manuel, the presence of Bryce Harper living up to that contract, now the Phillies all of a sudden look very dangerous.
And you knew that they weren't going to win 15 out of every 16 games, right? They weren't going to play a 950 clip for the rest of the season. But yeah, you have to win these games again. You know, these teams that are out of it now. That's how the Mets got back into it. They can't give games back now against these teams. You know, on Sunday they were a half a game behind Washington going into that game. They had a chance to jump them in the standings. Since then they've lost 4 out of 5, and now they're 4.5 behind the Nats now in the division and the wild card race.
Yeah, what's it going to take? What's that number going to be for that second wild card?
say 87? What do you think, Harp?
Yeah, I think right about there. Yeah, and they can do that. But you're right. They got a lot of Braves, Phillies, Cubs coming in. Yeah. So you got
Indians next week.
Indians and Dodgers. They got a lot of good teams they got to play. It's not going to be easy.
All right, and you look at it. What were your thoughts also, Mickey, bringing in Edwin Diaz there, bases loaded, no outs in the 8th inning. He's had some issues there, getting the pitches over and struggling getting guys out. What are your thoughts bringing in Diaz so early? I know you didn't like it.
I didn't like it. No, I actually agree with what Todd Zeal said. I would have left Brock in there and see what that guy. Look, you don't know what that guy can do yet. He gave up a couple of ground ball singles, but he's got the changeup. As Todd said, you might be able to get a double play out of him. Find out what he's got, because you're in a position where you're looking for guys that can get outs in the late innings. Diaz. Mickey said he did a great job, but come on, he came in and walked the first guy.
Can't say he did a great job. He's walking and running and giving up a base hit.
He walked and running. And he missed giving up a grand slam by about a foot. So, look, if you're thinking about Diaz at all at that point, then bring him in and start the inning. Well, I don't like that.
JJ, what about the control issues that he's had recently as well?
It's not surprising. With Edwin Diaz, one of two things usually happen. He's all over the strike zone, and when he finds the strike zone, he's usually giving up the gopher ball. And you look at Edwin Diaz's outing, and maybe Mickey Callaway's preaching that positivity because he didn't give up that grand slam. That outing would have looked so much worse if he walks in the run, he gives up the base hit, and they don't overturn that grand slam. Bottom line is, that was not the guy I'm putting in that situation. And you look at the way Edwin Diaz has been struggling, the perfect spot to bring a guy like that in would have been yesterday. When you got a 6-run lead,
10-4.
Atlanta Braves, he's got wiggle room. If he gives up a couple runs, no big deal. You're bringing him to a game that's tight? How in the world does that make sense?
How low have we lowered the bar for Edwin Diaz that we're calling this a great outing tonight?
That's Mickey speak, though. Come on, you know that.
Basically, I don't want him anywhere near a high-leverage situation in a close game. Not right now. I would trust Familia, who was such a disaster in the first half.
Hands it down.
No, I'm saying I would trust him right now.
The walk's the only reason I wouldn't bring him in there with the bases loaded.
Not with the bases loaded. I would have left Brock in at that point.
Right, but you're right. Listen, I just hoped for his sake. Last night Mickey said Gagno did a great job, and he's back in the minors. So I
wish I was pitching for Mickey Callaway. Jeez, I could use that positivity in my life.
All right, look at Thor. Pretty good outing, 6 innings. Just 2 earned runs there. Not the best, but it was frustrated at times. Threw his glove in the dugout. When you look at him, just 2 earned runs there. What did you make of Thor's outing in KC?
Yeah, he was really good early, and then he had the one bad inning, and then he talked about how the sweat, the humidity was getting to him. It sounds like he should have gone to the rosin bag a little bit more than he did. I don't know. He couldn't keep his hands dry or whatever. But again, I thought Todd made a really good point in the post game. I think he got frustrated to the point where he started trying to throw the ball by guys. He's still got to use that changeup in his slider, and especially when he gets in trouble. He started to try to pound the fastball, and they caught him for a couple of hits that cost him. But overall, he's been really good lately.
Listen, that was a quality stuff for Noah Syndergaard. I don't need to hear him after the game, though, complaining about the humidity. Number one, it wasn't an issue.
It was 80
for Mike Montgomery and all the Kansas City pitchers. Okay. And Larry, he's a Texas boy. Yeah. I thought Texas boys know how to pitch in that heat and the elements and the humidity. Give me a break. To hear Noah Syndergaard after the game saying, the elements got to me. What was it, 30 degrees? What was it, pouring rain? Was it snowing out there? Come on, man. I don't want to hear that after the game.
Yeah. He did say that he was fighting a cold, I think, too, leading into the game. I'm not making any alibis for him. Look, he was cruising up until that 5th inning, and it was really the bottom of the lineup that got him, the couple of doubles there in the 5th. But he's been, like you mentioned, Larry, he's been real good lately. This game is not on Syndergaard. You give up 2 runs in 6.
You got to score runs.
The Mets have to score some runs against the Kansas City pitching staff.
We'll see if they score some runs with big game Jake on the mound tomorrow. Let the bodies hit the floor. Peter Body, JJ, they call him Jazz, and Harp. John Harper, guys, thank you.
There.
Coming up, we saw Daniel Jones put on a short but impressive show in his first preseason game. But would he and Eli Manning be able to follow it up with another positive night for Game 2? Highlights ahead. Plus, the banged-up cornerback situation wasn't enough for Gang Green. They now just lost one of their starters at the linebacker position for the season. So just how big a loss is it? We'll discuss. And the Yanks got their butts whooped by the Tribe Thursday. So would they take another big L Friday or respond in a big way? All that and more when we return.
Geico Sports Night is brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit geico.com for a free rate quote.
Whose dog is this?
It's my special friend Antonio. His luxurious fur calms my nerves when I'm worried about moving into our new apartment.
Why don't we just ask Geico for help with renter's insurance?
I didn't know Geico helps with renter's insurance.
Yeah, and we could save a bunch too.
Antonio, fetch computer. Antonio. I'll get it.
Get to know Geico and see how much you could save on renter's insurance.
When you're the most awarded SUV ever and the most capable, changing how you're seen is as simple as changing your scenery. Have it all at the Summer of Jeep with a great deal on Jeep Grand Cherokee.
Well-qualified returning lessees get a low-mileage lease on select 2019 Jeep Grand Cherokee models for $199 a month.
You've helped make PC Richard & Son America's #1 family-owned appliance, mattress, and electronics retailer. And we want to say thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
By giving you employee discounts on appliances and select Sealy mattresses, you pay what we pay, not a penny more. And with next-day delivery, you can buy today and enjoy tomorrow. Employee discounts at PC Richard & Son, the official appliance, electronics, and mattress retailer of the New York Mets.
Cyclones baseball on the beach returns. Coney Island is calling your name. Tickets start at just $10. See the Mets up tomorrow today. For more information, visit brooklyncyclones.com/tickets.
Hey Google, talk to City Entertainment.
Welcome back to City Entertainment. Let's help you find a concert.
Toyota's national clearance event is on. Now's the time to get great deals on the last of the 2019s, including our most popular models like the adventurous RAV4, stylish Highlander, sporty Camry, and more. Get $1,000 customer cash on a new 2019 Tacoma, plus $750 sales event bonus cash for a total savings of $1,750 on a new 2019 Tacoma. The deals end September 3rd. Get yours before they're gone. Toyota, let's go places.
The storylines that have the New York sports culture buzzing through the lens of social media reaction.
Let's get the conversation started.
The Thread, presented by Citi. Weekdays at 5, only on SNY.
Preseason game number 2 for the Giants. The Bears in town. Eli Manning played just one drive. 3rd and 4 inside the Bears 10. Manning finds Benny Fowler, shakes the tackle, and he is in. 73 yards on 10 plays for Eli's crew, and it's 7-zip. Now, the rest of the first half was for Daniel Jones. 7-3 Giants, first play of the second quarter up top along the sideline. Great catch by Cody Latimer. 40-yard completion, Jones to Latimer. Another look as Latimer stays in bounds. Very next play, Jones mishandles the snap and turns it over. Oh, gosh, not what you want there. Later in the second quarter, Jones getting some protection, look downfield, but he runs out of time, and he fumbles again. James Walters stripped it and recovers it. Jones with some dirty work to save a touchdown, but it wasn't all bad news, Bears, for Jones on this night. 12-3 late in the first half. Jones looking along the sideline for T.J. Jones, and Jones to Jones. Sounding good, baby. Daniel Jones, 11 for 14, 161 yards. Giants win 32-13. Here's Eli Manning on the win.
Just a good, efficient, mixed it up, had some play action, had some drop back, had some bootlegs, and, a lot of guys getting catches and run the football well.
2 bad mistakes, but, definitely things to learn from, and I certainly will try to do that. But, that's the way a game goes sometimes. You got to bounce back, and glad we were able to score some points.
I don't think he ever took a snap under center in college, right? So that's just part of the growing, but he didn't panic. He dropped the ball a couple times. He didn't call his parents. He just went back to work and did a good job of getting us in the end zone.
The Jets getting the preseason win against the Falcons Thursday night, but also losing a key member in the process. Linebacker Avery Williamson is out for the season after tearing his ACL. Williamson, who was the only starter on defense at the time in that second quarter, was hit in the leg by teammate Tavon Campbell. We call that friendly fire. Our SNY NFL insider Ralph Vacchiano has more.
The loss of Avery Williamson is a pointless and costly loss for the Jets. It's pointless because he was in the game on Thursday night with 4 minutes to go in the first half when most of the starters were already gone. He played 30 snaps while most of the other starters played only 15. There is no good reason why a veteran starter who's so important to the team should be in the game at that point. And obviously it came back to bite Adam Gase. And now the Jets have to scramble a little bit. They do have C.J. Mosley, who certainly could pick up the slack, but without Avery Williamson, they're not a very deep linebacker core. It looks like they will have to go to more 4-3 looks on defense instead of 3-4, but they are taking an important player and a team leader off the field at a time when they were feeling really good about their prospects for this season. This definitely hurts, and it was an injury that they easily could have avoided. Ralph Vacchiano, SNY.
Time now for Football Night in New York with the always juiced up JJ. Loving the threads right there. So let's start with Gang Green, as Ralph mentioned. Starting linebacker Avery Williamson tore his ACL in last night's game late in that first half. How big of a loss is it, JJ? Because they were already thin at the linebacker position.
Oh, it's a massive loss, Chris. It's a massive loss because you think about what Avery Williamson provided to the Jet defense a year ago. This is a guy who's been on some winning teams with the Tennessee Titans. This is a professional linebacker. This is a guy who's going to be a leader in the locker room, signal call. And now you're taking him away. And if you think about the Jet defense right now, they have an experienced defensive coordinator in Greg Williams. You like that. They have a much improved pass rush with Quinnen Williams and, of course, with Leonard Williams. And now C.J. Mosley coming over from the Baltimore Ravens, going to have that much more of a role here on this Jet team. But for a team that's kind of shaky at that cornerback spot, now to take away one of your best defensive players, knowing he's out for the year, and really makes you sick to your stomach because he's playing in a meaningless preseason game. You don't want him anywhere near the field midway through the second quarter. And if I'm the Jets now and Adam Gase, there is no way in the world I'm putting Le'Veon Bell on the field. I mean, absolutely, positively, no way.
But people will be claiming, or people will be definitely wanting them to put Le'Veon Bell because he hasn't played in so long. But to your point, when you see a guy like Avery Williamson go down, it's just like, okay, he wasn't even supposed to be in the game.
Oh, no, and you know what I mean? I'd rather have a situation, Chris, where a guy goes down in practice or he goes down, let's say, in week 2 or week 3, because they're games that count. These preseason games, the results, they mean absolutely positively nothing. These guys are getting into great shape. You know Le'Veon Bell's getting a little bit here in practice. I don't want him getting hurt in game 3 of the preseason. No way.
Not at all. It's not worth it whatsoever. Now, moving to the Giants. Daniel Jones, after a standout first preseason game, he coughed up the ball twice, but then went 11 of 14 for 161 yards and a TD. How impressed are you with him? I know it's preseason, so I know you're not sipping the Kool-Aid just yet.
No, he's done a nice job. Listen, I'm not going to take away from what Daniel Jones has done, but if you look at this performance Friday night against the Chicago Bears, remember, you weren't going up against the big, bad monsters at a midway here. You're going up against a bunch of backups because Matt Nagy and the Bears are playing on that Thursday night against Green Bay, and they're just not a big believer in playing a lot of their starters in the preseason. But in 2 of his preseason outings, Daniel Jones so far has looked the part. And when are we going to learn about Daniel Jones? When he gets a chance to play. End of story. In the regular season, not in game 1 or 2 of the preseason. You're going to know what Daniel Jones can bring to the table when it's swirling winds out at MetLife Stadium, when the Philadelphia Eagles and the Dallas Cowboys are coming into town. That's when you're going to learn about Daniel Jones. I mean, I go back to when Eli Manning was playing quarterback for the Giants. I'll be honest with you, Chris, I don't remember a whole lot about his first preseason. You know what I remember, though? I remember Eli in week 17 marching his team down the field in his final game of the year in the regular season, beating the Dallas Cowboys, and you're putting up the 2. Yeah. You're going to remember those 2 Super Bowl MVPs.
Exactly. All right, speaking of Eli Manning, he looked good in his only drive of the game. How much do you think he cooled off, the Daniel Jones drooling that all these Giants fans are doing right now?
Listen, I think the Giant fan is looking for something to be optimistic about. The last couple of years have been a punch to the gut. There's no other way around it. Eli Manning starting week 1. No matter what Daniel Jones does on the field, if Eli Manning stays upright next week in their 3rd preseason game, it does not matter what Daniel Jones is going to do. Eli Manning's going to start. So as far as quieting the Daniel Jones Kool-Aid, you know when that will happen? When Daniel Jones has a bad performance in a regular season game, probably in November or December. But week one, when you're watching the Giants play the Dallas Cowboys, it's not going to be Daniel Jones on the center. He's going to have that baseball cap. He's going to have that clipboard,
baby.
And he's going to be watching the old vet Eli Manning.
Hopefully Eli Manning can do some damage in a good way, and this Giants team can actually exceed the expectations for what they have, because not really high expectations right now.
No, not with that Vegas number. That's
no,
for sure.
definitely not, baby. JJ, it's always a pleasure. Give me some. Don't leave me hanging.
I'm not leaving you hanging. I didn't know you were trying to give me some.
Okay, well, now we got it.
Now we're on the same page. That boy.
All right, good stuff, JJ. Larry, back to you.
Oh, man, Chris, he sunned you. I saw that. More Giants talk coming up. Pat Shurmur's G-Men getting their second straight preseason win. Our NFL insider joins us again from MetLife to give us his take. It's next right here on Geico Sports Night.
Catch it.
Don't miss your golden opportunity to experience the luxury you desire on a full line of utility vehicles at the Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event.
Lease the 2019 GX 460 for $429 a month for 36 months.
Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
Don't let your fuel hold you back. Go further with Amoco Ultimate with Invigorate. Because no gas gets better mileage. Available exclusively at BP and Amoco stations.
3 banquets a day. Our favorite diet. Just picture a great big steak. Fried, roasted, or stewed. Oh, food, wonderful food, marvelous food, glorious food. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do.
The Joseph A. Bank half-yearly clearance event. Save up to 80% off everything. Suits for $99, dress and sports shirts for $19, polos, pants, and shorts for $15. The half-yearly clearance event, only at Joseph A. Bank.
We are sisters, and we just moved in together.
Why Alyssa and Aaliyah chose Fios.
We stream so much. A lot of times Alyssa is watching TV on her laptop, using her phone, also using her tablet. I am really good at multitasking. Because I'm awesome. A little.
Get the internet you need at a price you'll love. Plus a $50 Visa prepaid card when you switch now. Only on Fios.
Come out to MetLife Stadium on Sunday, August 18th for the Green and White practice presented by M&T Bank. Bring family and friends to see your favorite Jets players take the field. Get your free tickets for an exciting night at nyjets.com/green-and-white.
Don't miss your golden opportunity to experience our most advanced safety technology on a full line of vehicles. Now at the Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event.
Lease the 2019 ES350 for $379 a month for 36 months and we'll make your first month's payment.
Experience amazing.
College basketball season is right around the corner. Cheer on the Pride of Long Island with Hofstra basketball season tickets. Packages start as low as $80. Visit HofstraTickets.com today. All things New York sports, all on one site, only on SNY.TV.
All right, in the Boogie Down Bronx, Yankees looking to rebound after losing by 14 runs to the Indians on Thursday. Bottom one, Gary Sanchez single. Gleyber Torres, he gets a single as well off of Aaron Chevalier. Another run scores, 2-0 Yanks. Top second, Masahiro Tanaka on the mound. Jose Ramirez turn and burn. To right center, solo home run. Yanks lead, well, it's cut in half. Bottom two, one-on-one out. DJ LeMahieu with the fly to right. Yasiel Puig, he makes the catch, and folks, you know he's got the hose. Strong throw home, Cameron Maben does not get fruit cup. He is out by half a mile. Bottom fifth, same score, one on Gio Urshela. Lines to right, Puig. He's got issues out there. And Judge, he scores on the E, 3-1 Yankees. Top seven, same score. Puig goes all the way up. Drives the Tanaka pitch to right, gets out. Tanaka 6 1/3, 4 hits, 2 runs, 2 punch outs. Top nine, Aroldis Chapman in for the save, 1 on, 2 outs. And he punches out Jason Kipnis to end the game. Yankees hold on to win 3-2. Here's the skipper on his starter.
I thought depth of his pitches were really good. Mistake to Puig, going heater there. I thought out over. But, otherwise I thought he threw the ball really well. Was really sharp. The depth on his slider was really good. The split was there for him, and the ability to mix and match the fastball in, out, up, and down. So another sharp, big outing for him.
Moving to the Giants, rookie Daniel Jones followed up his great first preseason game with a mixed bag. The former Dookie lost 2 fumbles, but rebounded to go 11 of 14 for 161 yards and a TD to highlight his resiliency. For more on Jones' reasonably good night, here's our Ralph Vacchiano.
Eli Manning went 4 for 4 on his opening drive against the Chicago Bears on Friday night, but the big story for the Giants remains rookie quarterback Daniel Jones, who actually got his welcome to the NFL moments against the Bears with 2 fumbles, a fumbled snap, and a strip sack, both recovered by the Bears. But what the Giants are going to love about this performance is that he did not let it bother him at all. He stayed in the game, continued to play well, went 11 of 14 for 161 yards, and ended his night at the end of the first half with a perfect 15-yard touchdown pass to TJ Jones. He looked unflappable, and that's what the Giants like about him. It's what they saw in Eli Manning years ago, the ability to have things go wrong, to not let it bother him, and to bounce back and to continue to play well. The fact that Daniel Jones was able to do that as a rookie with his first taste of NFL adversity is a very, very good sign for his future. With the Giants, Ralph Vacchiano, SNY.
All right, thanks, Ralph. Coming up when we come back, some very good news for the Patriots at the wideout position, and that could spell trouble for the Jets. We'll have the details after the break.
Geico Sports Night is brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit geico.com for a free rate quote.
Barb, you left me hanging on the high harmony there.
If you ride, you get it. Geico Motorcycle. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
This is how we do the summertime,
This year, squeeze even more summer out of your summer. Save big on all 2019s during the Hyundai Epic Summer Clearance. And make your summer better than ever. The Hyundai Epic Summer Clearance.
Now lease a Tucson for $139 a month or get 0% APR for up to 72 months on the Tucson and Santa Fe. Hurry, offers end soon.
Fireworks. Saturday, August 24th. The Mets host the Atlanta Braves at 7:10 p.m. Get your tickets at Mets.com/tickets.
Hey Google, talk to City Entertainment.
Welcome back to City Entertainment. Let's help you find a concert.
I do my best when I feel safe and inspired to learn.
I want my kids to have better opportunities than I had.
I wish we had classes like the schools across town.
I want to hold our elected officials accountable.
School boards transform communities. Speak up at yours and make your voice heard. Text SCHOOL to 225568 to find out how you can get involved.
We should have classes on how to be an entrepreneur.
I want to make a difference in my community. Let's pay teachers like the professionals they are.
We need to prepare students for the jobs of the future.
School boards transform communities. Speak up at yours and make your voice heard. Text SCHOOL to 225568 to find out how you can get involved.
Hey, Joey. At your service. How can Brooklyn improve its defense?
Brooklyn? I'll follow that team. Let me use my dial-a-friend lifeline. Oh! Hello. Steve-O! Joey! It's been ages, man. I got this new job in the technology field. So far, so good. How's the wife doing? Oh, you got an hour? She's like a Harry Krishna now.
SNY, complete coverage of every New York team, anytime, from any device.
Get your New York sports here.
Little League World Series. Elizabeth, New Jersey, representing the Mid-Atlantic. Williamsport swinging with Oregon. Top 5. Bases loaded. Jaden Capandisa. Let's get that right. Little base hit. And got the shakes all around for the kids from Elizabeth. They take a 3-2 lead. 2 batters later, bases loaded again. Justin Labrador sends it to right. It drops in, too, as we like to say, folks. Paper cuts, they hurt, too. New Jersey scores 5 in the 5th. They win it 6-2, the final. The NFL reinstating Patriots receiver Josh Gordon. He will become eligible to join the Pats officially on Sunday. He can play in the regular season. Gordon, of course, was suspended last December 20th for violating the terms of his reinstatement under the NFL substance abuse policy.
And Jets fans are not happy hearing that.
That's another toy for TB12.
Mm-hmm, definitely. All right, that's going to do it for this BET edition of Geico Sports Night. For Larry Ridley.
I got you.
I'm Chris Williamson.
I see what you're doing.
You saw what I did? My man. Bring it in, baby. Always a pleasure. Always. Always, baby. That's my man. That's my man.
I'll see.